Welcome to the Clegg series, When Black Men Ruled the World. In this set of tapes, we shall reveal little-known or acknowledged facts of history about black people in ancient times. On the cover of its issue of January 1988, Newsweek magazine carried a painting of a young black couple flanking the biblical tree of life. The picture was captioned, "The Search for Adam and Eve." Newsweek has revealed what many scientists and scholars now believe, that Africa was the birthplace of the human family, that the first members of what we now describe as the modern human race were black Africans, and that all human beings around the world share common roots in prehistoric Africa. In other words, we all stem from the same African family tree. For thousands of years, the only people on Earth were Africans. They migrated throughout the great continent and made many discoveries along the way. They learned to domesticate animals, to cultivate crops, and to build shelters for protection against the elements. They also organized themselves into families, clans, and tribes. During what is called the Pleistocene Age, which ended about 10,000 years ago, the region which is now referred to as the Sahara had a climate much cooler and wetter than it is today. This part of Africa was covered with grasslands and forests, as well as a number of lakes and streams. Elephants, giraffes, and other animals roamed the land, which was also populated by a highly advanced black people whose prehistoric rock paintings, still visible today, provide a clear image of life during that time. By 7000 BC, the once fertile region, which we call the Sahara, had dried up, and most black people who lived there migrated toward the upper regions of the Nile Valley in the interior of Africa. Other people, also fleeing the spreading desert, traveled further south or headed northward in the direction of the Mediterranean Sea. Part one of our series begins with the people who settled along the Nile Valley. As we shall see, the Nile River extends over 4,000 miles from its beginning near the heart of the African continent northward to the Mediterranean Sea. The southernmost portions of the Nile, which are closest to its origins, are called the Upper Nile, while the northern reaches of the river near the Mediterranean Sea are called the Lower Nile. The entire length of the Nile River extends through the continent of Africa. In other words, no portion of this great river crosses Europe, Asia, or any other land mass. All of the great civilizations that sprang from the Nile were also located on the continent of Africa. The saga you are about to witness will take you back to the ancient Nile, to Nubia and Egypt, the first great nations on Earth.